Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Steam Prison, and we are doing the after story still, and we're doing Finn's route today. Also, Finn's after story. Well, Finn's stories today, not his route, but you know what I meant. Anyway, here we go. Ahem. Oh, Finn! Spacey whispered one afternoon while we were relaxing at home. How can I help? I asked, and she said, exactly, almost immediately. What is it? Not understanding, I turned my head. That's what I don't get. She nodded and smiled triumphantly. I don't get it either. I grimaced and went over to her. Hey, what is it? Please tell me. The way you talk. The way I talk? Why are you so excessively polite with me? I've done this for a long time now. I allowed my confusion to show without thinking about a possible reason for her remark. I've been speaking like this since we met. True, but we were colleagues back then. Now, though, we're a family, she whispered and looked away from me. Her cheeks flushed and she seemed to shrink away a little. That's so cute. And that's adorable. If someone had asked me then what the definition of cute was, I would merely have pointed at her. Spacey's always adorable, but when I remember that I'm the one making her cheeks flushed, I want to... No, that's too creepy. Just a little bit, Finn. Like, okay, look. He was better in his route, but still, like, it's a little creepy. It's not like the cute, like, oh, I kind of always had a crush on you. It's a little over-obsessive. And I don't really want to be in Finn's head. Like, I mean, we just finished his route, and I'm pretty sure it was like, no, this really wasn't that bad. I mean, okay, yeah, I mean, now I don't want to be in your head, though, Finn, because I think it's going to be like, nope, you're way too obsessive, and it creeps me out a little, and I'm back to the, like, fuck Finn! But, like, less like, goddamn, fuck you, but more like, yeah, okay, you're a little creepy obsessive, and I'm gonna need you to simmer down still. Yeah, it's not cute, it's creepy? I don't know. I feel a little uncomfortable. Like, I got issues with Finn, okay? And like, after doing his round, being like, okay, it's not bad, he didn't murder all my friends, and I gave him the benefit of the doubt, it was fine, but I think just after letting it all settle in and everything adjusting to the, like, his route was good, and, like, all the other routes where he was a psychopath was terrible, and I hate it. And just mixing it together, it's like, yeah, I mean, his route was fine, but he's still a little creepy. Especially in the Yune after story that was actually Finn's perspective and not Yune's, which was weird. But okay, yeah, we did in the last part, and it was like, yeah, you're crazy. And, like, I don't know. He unsettles me. And I'm just... I don't want to be in his brain, is all I'm saying. But here we are. Oh, this is going to be a hard part. Anyway. What? Nothing. I cleared my throat and looked at her again. The only other people you're this polite with are your customers. It just feels distant somehow. Spacey. I like her sad face too. Her gloomy stare is so pretty. He crazy. This motherfucker is crazy. This is not like, oh, it's romantic. It's fucking borderline creepy and obsessive. I think it's over the border. It's not even borderline. It is, like, so fucking far beyond the fence, he doesn't even know where the fence fucking was. I tried to steady myself. There's no distance. You're first and foremost on my mind. Finn, I speak politely out of habit. It'd be difficult to change at this point. Okay, but... Besides, you use polite language with other people who are older than you, like Eltcreed, but not with me. It's the same thing. Do you hate that? No, I like it. It feels genuine. You use polite language with Eltcreed. Yeah, you should know what else I do with Eltcreed. What? Nothing. Look. I'd throw Finn fucking off a boat for, like throw Finn off the bridge. Yeah, okay, for Eltcreed, whatever. I do that with all of them, no offense. Except for Ulrich. I want him in Eltcreed's route. But, like, even though Adage and Inez did nothing wrong, I'd still yeet them the fuck off the bridge just for Eltcreed, okay? I'm just saying. I'd pull a Finn for Eltcreed. Alright, so I should understand Finn a little bit better, because it's like, no, Finn, I get it. With Eltcreed. Yeah, okay. So, but also, I'm only joking, and Finn is legitimately crazy. Spacey relaxed again and pondered something. What's she thinking about so deeply? How the fuck to get out of this situation? She was far more disciplined than me, despite being younger. And yet, sometimes I could see her youth in her gestures, and I loved it. A long story short, it's all very cute, and I'm an obsessive weirdo. He didn't say it, but it's there. I could count myself more than lucky to be living with her. Taking care not to let my giddiness show, I touched her cheek with the palm of my hand. Hey, the reason I'm so polite with you is because there's nothing more important to me than you. You're special, so... Okay, how about this? You're going to stop being so polite with me. I'll be more polite with you. You mean, from now on, forever? Yeah, I know it's not going to be easy right off the bat. But I'm used to speaking like this. Do I really have to change it? I mean, I can't force you, but... I can threaten to never have sex with you again and go marry Eltcreed. Bye, Finn! Anything to get me the fuck out of here. I think she wants to find out what it's like. I'd have liked to keep everything the same, but I could hardly refuse her. Again, I didn't hate him in his route, but everything is settled. It's been a while since I finished that, because it's been taking me forever to record all these. Like, I took a long break after finishing his route to being like, oh, let's start the after stories, and then, like, each one, it's, like, I finally sat down. The last few I've recorded, like, one a day, but, like, it's taken me, like, weeks to get to this point. Okay, I don't think any of this has even gone up yet, but I am, like, I was so far ahead when I started recording it, I don't think it's posted yet. But it's fucking January at this point, like, because there's only 2 going up a week, and I was so, like, okay, I can record, it's only November, alright, like, I started recording this, like, pretty much when it came out, but it's been, like, a month, well, it's been weeks anyway, that I've been, like, slowly recording this over, and, like, all of that Finnness has settled, and I didn't hate his route, but I don't want to be in his head. I don't like being in his head because he's crazy and obsessive, and I still don't like him. I appreciate him a little bit more, and I hate him a little bit less, but I still don't like him, and I still find him a creepy psycho. And I don't want to be in his head with, everything is cute, she's so cute, and everything is wonderful, and she's cute. Oh my god! Jesus Christ. It's creepy. He's gonna make a skin suit out of me. There has to be a compromise, not being in your head. We could play a game. A game? Yes. You have to speak really politely, and I have to be colloquial. Whoever misses a sentence first loses. What do you say? And if you lose, you have to do me sexual favors, and if I lose, you have to do me sexual favors. Finn's gonna twist this because he's a fuck. I don't trust him. I see. What happens when we lose? I don't know. He knows. He's a sadistic fuck. He's not sadistic, he's creepy. He's sadistic when he was with the hounds, but he's creepy otherwise. Something has to happen. Rules and punishments make games interesting. Uh-huh. And that sounds like something Eltcreed would say. Yeah, it's because I love Eltcreed. Perhaps. Well, he's my employer. Some influence is understandable. Plus, we have sex often and I love him. She would absolutely. She'd be like, what now? She did get that explanation from Finn at the end of his route, but I'm just saying. Still not 100% sure she knows 100% what it is, but we're in love with Eltcreed, so screw her. Spacey nodded and smiled. I want to take everything seriously. For that, I need rules and punishments. Punishments? Well, I don't want to force you to do anything. I kind of want to call bullshit on that. Wanna? Sounds like you want to win. Oh, I'm sorry. That was rather rude, wasn't it? I don't mind. A competitive spirit is good. She's like totally clueless. Alright, how about this? The loser prepares the winner's favorite. Favorite what? As in food. You like mincemeat steak, right? If you win, I'll look for the best mincemeat steak in the shop in the depths. I see. Minced meat steak. My absolute favorite is you, but okay. Absolute favorite food, you freak! See? He's getting creepy sexual with this. She's like, absolute favorite food. And he's like, my favorite is you. Creepy. She would just find this awkward and a little creepy. It was probably clingy of me. I had to keep it to myself. Even yet, I'm in your head and I don't want to be here. And then I'll prepare what you like as well. Ha! I can't wait for it. Then, the game is on. Stabs. Now I what? Oh wait, now you're dead. Spacey and I made our preparations and went out together. The sky was the same as always, but I felt like I was floating above the clouds. This is like a dream. I thought that many times, and now again. He brings up Eltcreed a lot because he's jealous of him, as he should be. I'd walked together with Spacey so many times since I met her. We'd been colleagues first and fallen in love there. No, we hadn't. It had been a crime. We'd both been convinced nothing would ever come of it. We'd been colleagues first and fallen in love. I think it meant to say later, because we'd fallen in love there. You fell in love! I didn't! The fuck are you changing the narrative? This is what I'm talking about. This is not like, oh, well, I don't think this is like accidental typo where someone forgot the story. I think Finn is rewriting the fucking narrative because he's a crazy ass motherfucker. Fuck Finn, okay? We're right back where we started. You crazy bitch. We were colleagues and fell in love. You fell in love with me. I had nothing to do with this. You kind of forced me into the boat on the way here, and I was like, what? You love me? The fuck is that shit? She was like, I mean, I guess. I got nothing better to do. Literally why I've dated certain people that I've dated. Like, because I like you, blah, blah, and you're like, I mean, I guess. I got nothing better going on. And then later you're like, wait, that was stupid. See? I get her for that, but then they're like, we were totally in love. No, you were, I had nothing better going on. It was a Tuesday. I figured, what the fuck? Like, I literally look back and some of my relationships, I'm like, yeah, no, I wasn't really, like, interested. Like, wow, I really like this person. It was like, oh, you're interested in me. I mean, okay, you seem cool, I guess. And then, sure, whatever. Like, it's literally like I got nothing better going on decision. Like, I mean, that's basically what happened here. And it's like, we were madly in love at first sight. You might have been, but I'm still not even sure I like you at this point. The fuck? And then it had been a crime. Yes. We'd both been convinced nothing would ever come of it. You were convinced nothing would ever come of it. I had no clue this was happening because you were just some bro I worked with. God damn it, Finn, you fucker. I can't wait till we get into her perspective. She's like, Finn was in love with me. I could care less. When I took the blame, I told them I wanted to take her away, but I would never have had the courage. But now we have a family together. And that my dreams could become reality so vividly was almost frightening. No, the way you rewrote that narrative was frightening, but... Pray, what is it? You look rather gloomy. Pray, what is it? Like she put on a fake accent. Oh, that's right. The game is on. Nothing. Don't you worry. I see. Please do not push yourself. I can do it with like a bad redneck accent. Sure thing. Alright, I appreciate this part of the route just for me doing the stupid voices, but I can't do this. Am I even doing it right? I did my best to smile, but it felt forced and tense. How can it be so difficult to just be normal? Because I don't think you've ever been fucking normal, and you don't know what normal means. Her style of speaking felt quite distant, I thought. It seemed to me like Spacey was brushing against the people coming towards us. Instinctively, I put my hands around her waist and pulled her closer. Don't touch other people. Hmm? She cast me a puzzled look and I suppressed the urge to apologize. You were gonna bump into someone! It's probably irritating for everyone else, but it's funny to me. That was all I said. She mumbled something and said, Thank you very much, Master. She grinned at me. That has to be against the rules. It wasn't against the rules, but the double whammy of her smiling politeness made my head spin. And calling you Master? I mean, I think he got off on that. What is it, Master? Will you surrender? Spacey, are you probing me for weaknesses? She's looking at you and calling you Master. Okay. I'm sorry, but if a hot guy that you kind of were into was like, whatever you say, mistress, you'd be like, ah, you win. What were we? What were the stakes? We have sex now? Like, I'm sorry. I thought I could make out her true intentions and calm myself. Hell no. I'm not gonna just give up, not even to let you win, little lady. Of course, I have no intention of losing either. I can't do a normal voice with an accent. It just becomes different voices. But I just imagine that if we're gonna play this game, we're putting on fake accents. But it so excites me. The way you speak now just feels so much more manly. Gross. No, it doesn't, but... Uh-huh. Yes, of course I knew you for a man, Master. But, Master, you always seemed beyond such labels. I cannot tell you how lovely it is. This makes it slightly more entertaining, I'm sorry. It's just not fair. I felt sure she was saying it just to provoke me. No, I told myself, she wouldn't do that. She was always fair and just. She would never play dirty. I just have to calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Yeah, you pervert. I cleared my throat a little and opened my mouth to tell her she was lovely, too. I'm no better than the dumb rock over there. You're all that's lovely here, Spacey. You're what I love more than any of this. Master. There we go. Perhaps I'd overdone it. It wasn't the sort of thing one said in broad daylight. I cleared my throat and looked around nervously. Are you hungry or something? We could grab some food over there. Oh, sure. Let's get some food. Hey, isn't that... Spacey groaned in acknowledgement after a few moments. Oh, darn! I was confounded by what you said and it just came out. Yeah, it must have been weird how I was talking. I'm so sorry. Weird? No, not at all. I was just happy. It cut really deep. When you tell me you love me so clearly, it's just... Look at me making excuses. I should just admit defeat. Finn, you win. She's incredible. Finn! My heart's yours. I love you so much even I get fed up with myself. Yeah, I do too. Thank you? Are you going to keep on talking like that? You don't want me to? It's so lovely when I see you reacting to it. I want to do more than wrap my arms around you right now. We're in public, you pervert. I regret not doing this earlier. Finn, can we put an end to this? I started it, but... It's too hard for me to keep talking like that to you. Do as you like. I'll keep this stuff up a bit more. I yield. Spacey grinned with resignation and poked my flank. I'm the better sword fighter, but right now I'll probably still lose. I hope you look forward to your mincemeat steak. Yeah, I do. But if I can spend time with you, anything sounds good. I bowed down to her, put a hand on her chin, and gave her a light kiss. We're in public. This isn't like you. Sorry. Hey, Spacey. I whispered just enough so only she would hear me. I love you more than anything else in the world. I know, you killed people for me, which is a little creepy, but okay. Okay, it wasn't that bad. It started off a little creepy in his head with like, I love her and she's so cute and she's so great. Being like creepy, weird, dry humping my leg perverty. And then it was okay. But like he has his moments where it's just creepy and you're like, I'm going to need you to simmer down and it's a little gross. I think it's just because overall in general, like, if it were Eltcreed doing all this shit, I'd be like, you're such a horny fucking bastard. I love you. Because I love him, and I just didn't like Finn. I didn't hate him in the very beginning of the game. It was like, oh, okay, he's the doormat. He's like the I love you. He's your doormat, and we're going to, like, not have any clue, and it's going to be pathetic. Because that's just general, like, I've always been in love with you. You're kind of a pathetic doormat. It's not cute. But sometimes they get to the obsessive creepy, which he did. He got the obsessive. But then everything you do in the rounds, he kills everyone and he's a psychopath. And you're like, I don't, no, creeped out by this. So even after doing his route where you're like, you're fine. Again, like I said, everything's settled. I've got both versions of it. I still just don't know. And then sometimes you say things, Finn, and I'm in your brain and I don't want to be in your brain. It's kind of a creepy place. Like, I know you think it's a nice, wonderful, love me place, but it's scary. And you are like literally a hair's breadth away from putting me in a cage. And I'm not down with that. Some people could put me in a cage. Eltcreed could put me in a fucking cage and I'd be like, all right. But like you, no, creepy, no. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, my point of view. It's going to be hard doing those fucking accents again. Not really, but it's going to be hard to remember where the fuck we started them and where we ended them, but whatever. It was one afternoon. Finn and I had eaten lunch and we were relaxing over tea. Our conversation had been wandering. As we talked, a question had begun to form in my mind. Why does Finn keep being so polite and respectful with me? We were living under the same roof and we were in a relationship. It's part of his charm, but it also irritated me. This is as good a time as any to ask. Oh, Finn. How can I help? Exactly. Oh, what is it? I nodded, feeling rather validated. That's what I don't get. Finn shrugged and moved his chair closer. Hey, what is it? Please tell me. The way you talk. The way I talk? Yeah, you irritate me. Why are you so excessively polite with me? I've done this for a long time now. I've been speaking like this since we met. True, but we were colleagues back then. Now, though, we're a family. It's so embarrassing to say that. I looked away, my face flushed. It was a miracle I'd even been able to finish my sentence, because I don't want to be a family with Finn, but he forced me to, and I might as well. It's like I have a collar and a chain on me, and he just leads me around like a dog, and I'm forced. We're a family. I hate my life. I wish I were dead. I don't want to be here anymore. Like, that's how I feel being stuck with Finn. It's like, I don't want to be here. I love you, Finn. I don't want to do this anymore. Feel like I'm being forced to do it, and like I have to play nice while I'm dying inside. That's how Finn's route feels for me. Again, we did his routes fine, but now everything's together and I still don't like you and you're kind of creepy and like I don't want to be here. I want to read the stories, but I just don't want to be here like in this relationship with Finn. That's all I'm saying. There was no response at all. I mean, the end of his little after story was cute. Like this part, you're not being in his head, but when it was like, oh, I love you more than anything, you're like, okay, that's really cute. But knowing, again, being in your head and knowing just how creepy and obsessive you are kind of ruins it a little. It throws some salt into the sugar, and it's like, this is weird. There was no response at all. I don't know what it is. Like, there are moments where you're like, oh, okay, if I just take what you're saying in this moment, it's cute. But when I put all of you together, it's, yeah, nope, creeps me out a little. Like, I don't know what it is about Finn that I just don't, I can't, no. I just can't. I just can't, like, I think we managed during his route to be like, okay, I'm just going to take you as you are right now and forget all the other things. Okay, cool. But when I get in your head and I realize how creepy you are, it all comes back and I'm like, yeah, no, I just take a hard pass. I looked back at Finn. He had frozen up, just as I was going to address him again. No, that's too creepy. Creepy? What were they talking about? Every single thing he ever fucking does. What? Nothing. I'd like to find out, but sure. Asking would have distracted from the matter at hand. I had to let it go, plus I didn't want to know. I took a deep breath and spoke again. The only other people you're this polite with are your customers. It just feels distant somehow. Spacey. Finn smiled softly at me. And there's no distance. You're first and foremost on my mind. Finn. I speak politely out of habit. It'd be difficult to change at this point. Okay, but besides, you use polite language with other people who are older than you, like Eltcreed, but not with me. It's the same thing. Sorry, wow. Do you hate that? No, I like it. It feels genuine. He's like, no, I like everything you do. You could step on me and I'd like it. You gotta have limits, Finn. You gotta know what they are. Just saying, you're gonna need to figure out a safe word and learn how to use it. I see. I was relieved to hear that, but I don't want to relent just yet. I didn't think he was lying, of course. Still, I wanted to feel closer to what he felt. Hey, the reason I'm so polite with you is because there's nothing more important to me than you. You're special, so... Okay, how about this? You're gonna stop being so polite with me. I'll be more polite with you. You mean, from now on, forever? Yeah, I know it's not gonna be easy right off the bat. But I'm used to speaking like this. Do I really have to change it? I mean, I can't force you, but... we could play a game. A game? Yes, you have to speak really politely and I have to be colloquial. Whoever misses a sentence loses first. Oh, a sentence first loses, whatever. What do you say? It loses first. Only one person can lose first. I see. What happens when we lose? I don't know. Something has to happen. Rules and punishments make games interesting. Uh-huh. That sounds like something Eltcreed would say. Perhaps. Well, he's my employer. Some influence is understandable. Again, plus I love him. I want to take everything seriously. For that, I need rules and punishments. Punishments? Well, I don't want to force you to do anything. Lies. Wanna? Sounds like you want to win. Oh, I'm sorry. That was rather rude, wasn't it? I don't mind. A competitive spirit is good. Oh, alright. How about this? The loser prepares the winner's favorite. Favorite what? As in food. You like mincemeat steak, right? If you win, I'll look for the best mincemeat steak shop in the depths. I see. Mincemeat steak. And then I'll prepare what you like as well. Ha! Can't wait for it. See, this is a little less creepy when we don't get his inner monologue of like, you're my favorite. She said food, you freak! Shut up, you weirdo! Then, the game is on! It's less creepy when you're not in his head. You can just imagine he's not as, like, fucked up, but... Finn and I gathered our things and went out. The sky was cloudy. It wasn't in the heights. As long as Finn was with me, I cared nothing for the weather. I should let him know, but... I wanted to tell him everything I felt, but it was still difficult for me to express my love. I'll be able to do it one day. It just upset me that I was putting it off, letting future me take care of the problem. Yeah, I really like putting it off for future me, but sometimes past me is an asshole. So current me likes to leave things for future me, but then future me gets pissed off because past me, which is current me, is like an asshole and leaves shit for her to do. It's kind of like when current you just takes off your socks and leaves them inside out instead of pulling them right side out, you know? and throws them in the laundry, and you're like, that's future me's problem. And then future you becomes current you, does the laundry, and is like, goddamn past me, fuck you. Take your socks off and leave them right side in. Right side out. Yeah, right side out. You don't have to fucking do this. It eventually got to me, and now current me takes my socks off and leaves them right side out. You know, the proper way, so that when future me washes the laundry and then puts it away, we don't get pissed at past me, which is current me. Is that all wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, confusing as fuck for you? But you know what I'm talking about, because you've done that shit before you do the laundry, and you're like, God damn it, past me, you asshole. Why didn't you take the tissues out of the fucking pockets before you wash the pants? Ah, that was future me's problem. Every day I had to do a better job, I thought. However small the steps, I had to make an effort. I shouldn't just stay quiet here. I looked up to talk to Finn. Pray, what is it? You do look rather gloomy. Pray, what is it? Oh,
nothing. Don't you worry.
I see. Please do not push yourself.
Sure thing.
He said this awkwardly and smiled awkwardly to go with it. Every nuance of his reaction was funny. Lovably funny. I almost had to laugh. But I have to stay serious. Finn is delicate. If I laugh at him, he'll stay depressed for a while.
Yes, because he's fucking obsessed with you and it's weird.
Finn mumbled something, put his hand around my waist, and pulled me closer. I was so surprised that I tensed up. Finn remained quiet for a moment, then smiled.
You were gonna bump into someone.
Now I understand. I recovered my composure. Thank you very much, Master. Finn's face was red, biting his lip and looking away from me. Beautiful. I felt that victory was in sight. What is it, Master? Will you surrender?
Hell no. Look, he looks so mad. Actually, I like it better from our perspective. She's like, ha ha ha.
Will you surrender, Master?
He's like, hell no. He gets an angry look on his face, like, oh, fuck you.
It's more fun in this one, because again, we don't know what creepy shit's going on in his brain.
I'm not just gonna give up, not even to let you win.
Again, I feel like that was not the same line we just read. Of course. There was a heated determination in his gaze that I rarely saw there. I faltered in the face of his counterattack, not least because of his more aggressive tone. I have no intention of losing either. I feel like that didn't happen. We just read it like 10 minutes ago, but I feel like the lines did. Some of them, they were exactly the same, but there's been a few that I'm like, am I crazy? Did I literally forget some of the lines? Possible, but my heartbeat was still rapid. I wouldn't have thought Finn would be capable of this. No, I'd always known. He just showed it very rarely. But it so excites me. The way you speak now just feels so much more manly. Uh-huh. Yes, of course I knew you for a man, Master. You know, she's like, I knew you for a man. You know, because we had sex that time. Because you wanted to sleep with me, and I was like, okay. And he's like, no, like sex. And she's like, what now? So we know he showed her. Thank God we didn't have to read that shit. But, Master, you always seemed beyond such labels. I cannot tell you how lovely it is. Finn cleared his throat and said I was lovely too.
I'm no better than the dumb rock over there. You're all that's lovely here, Spacey. You're what I love more than any of this.
Master! Everything he said threw me off balance. I knew that the content was all true and it warmed my heart. I wish I could be just as honest with my feelings. I looked up admiringly at him. Finn was scanning our surroundings.
Are you hungry or something? We could grab some food over there.
Oh, sure. Let's get some food. Hey, isn't that... Darn. I was confounded by what you said and it just came out. That was... So we kind of... And that... I don't know why when I read it the first time I was kind of confused. Isn't that? She's like, darn, I was confused. And I'm like, wait, what are they talking about? I thought he was like pointing at something else. We get food over there. Yeah, sure, let's get some food. And he's like, wait a minute. You know, but it's like, it just kind of, I was like, after I read it, I was like, wait, what the fuck is happening? And it was too late when I was like, oh, okay, he's trying to point out, oh, you speaking differently. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're getting kind of like casual. And I kind of forgot even here, so it was like, I wasn't sure what was happening until we read it again. I was like, okay, so we should have just fucked up and dropped our fun accent, but whatever. Look, whatever, okay? Yeah, it must have been weird how I was talking. I'm so sorry. Weird? No, not at all. Absolutely fucking weird. Especially with me doing it. I was just happy. It got really deep. When you tell me you love me so clearly, it's just creepy. I mean, look at me making excuses. I should just admit defeat. Finn, you win. Finn! My heart's yours. I love you so much even I get fed up with myself. Yeah, he's like, I'd throw myself off a bridge if you asked me to. Finn, you're fucking crazy and you need some serious help. Thank you? Are you gonna keep on talking like that? You don't want me to? It's so lovely when I see you reacting to it. I want to do more than wrap my arms around you right now. I regret not doing this earlier. Finn, can we put an end to this? I started it, but it's too hard for me to keep talking like that to you. Do as you like. I'll keep this stuff up a bit more. I yield. I grinned and poked his flank. I'm the better sword fighter, but right now I'd probably still lose. I hope you look forward to your mincemeat steak. Yeah, I do. But if I can spend time with you, anything sounds good. Finn bent down towards me, took my cheek, and kissed me. I think he said something about pulling her chin, so see, some of these things aren't exactly the same, but... We're in public! This isn't like you. Sorry. Hey, Spacey. Then he whispered, low enough so only I would hear, I love you more than anything else in the world. We know. I cannot wait. We'll see if we can get through all of these after we do the grand ending route, but that part might be long. Oh, again? I'm not sure who's saying that, but the marriage system had been abolished. But my days of frustration didn't end. It used to be bad, but now... The reasons had changed, though. Finn, give them a good look. Oh, Finn, give them a good look! My mother's dominating voice stopped me as I made to leave the house. Yes, of course. I grimaced at the letters in my hand. They all have the same contents. Marriage proposals. What am I even doing right now? And why did they want someone worthless like me? I truly, honestly, seriously didn't understand it. I had to doubt they wrote down the right address. There are too many for it to be a mistake. Was someone impersonating me and provoking these proposals? No. That wasn't possible. I can understand impersonating my younger brother, who was set to inherit the company. There was no reason to impersonate me. I was a normal police officer in wage, position, and skill. But they're addressed to me anyway. There's only one person I love, and she... I looked at the letters. None of them say to Stella. I already knew that. She wouldn't send one. Spacey would just tell me in person. Tell you what. Letters fell from my hand. Spacey, when did you... Sorry if I startled you. You dropped those, she said and began to gather the letters at my feet. No, I'll do it. Don't worry. Ouch! Our heads collided. Sorry. It's okay. Here, that's all of them. Spacey had picked them all up in the end. More marriage proposals? Oh, yes. I see. I hope there's a nice one in there for you. I don't. Why not? I only loved Spacey. I can't tell her that, can I? I was weak. I would never be able to tell her. I'm too busy with work. I can't take care of family just yet. Haha. Oh, I guess that's true. Spacey nodded a few times and handed me back the letters. I'm the same. I'm more interested in work than in romance. It wasn't the same at all. Yes, I said and nodded. I'm not sure who's saying. This sounds more like it'd be me. An envoy will come from the depths today. We need strict security to prevent any incidents. It sounds definitely more like me/Spacey. Spacey slapped me on the back. Her determination always helped me feel better. Yes, Spacey? Yeah? And thank you. She was surprised by this. After a moment, she smiled and said, sure. Let's do our best today. It seems more like after the grand ending route. Maybe where we weren't with anybody. You know what I mean? Because it's weird, because in Finn, there's really... You know, all his bad... There was one bad ending. You know, but like all of the other ones kind of were probably other people's bad endings. They counted as others' endings, but they were Finn endings. So it's confusing anyway. We're in Eltcreed's room. So I don't know who's saying it didn't end well, did it? No, we found the corpse. Well, the remains. It's her. Oh. So that was Ulrich. But I would assume then, because it's Eltcreed's room, that it would have been Eltcreed and Ulrich talking? Okay, we'll just go with that. So, it didn't end well, did it? No, we found the corpse. Well, the remains. It's her. I see. Good work, Ulrich. But no, but this would be still in Finn's perspective, right? Because it's Finn's story, but maybe Finn's there watching the exchange. I have no idea what's happening here. We'll figure it out. When Ulrich was gone, I steadied myself against the wall. I was prepared for it, but finding the remains was still harsh. I don't really know who's talking. Spacey to Stella. Oh, no, this actually all is... Oh, this is interesting. That was... It is. Well, okay, you had to know. When I saw the room, I was like, I'm confused who's talking because it's Eltcreed's room. But it is. We're in Eltcreed's perspective. Look, you don't expect it, even though in one of Yune's endings, it was Finn's perspective. But anyway. When Ulrich was gone, I steadied myself against the wall. I was prepared for it, but finding the remains was still harsh. Spacey to Stella. I had to look so long for my perfect night, but she was also the love of his life. Finn Euclid was his name. He had confessed to a crime Spacey was accused of. She had been innocent as well. Both of them accused of a crime they hadn't committed. If this were a story, they should have lived a happy life in the land of their exile. But reality was more cruel. So I wonder if this is after Finn's bad ending. What happened in Finn's bad ending? Did we die? I don't remember. Wow, I really don't. Oh, yes! Okay, right. I remembered earlier, but I totally just forgot until just a second. We were like... We took the job with Eltcreed in the good ending, but the bad ending was like, no, I've got to go and tell them myself, and then Sasha fucking killed us. We knew we were gonna die. Yeah. And then didn't they have a thing with Ulrich finding us? Ulrich was like, ah, fuck. Or I'm imagining that. I mean, I think there was, whether it was Finn's route or someone else's, but I think that happened somewhere in the game, but I remember the weirdest shit. Anyway. She had gone to the hounds and never come back. Oh, but realities were gone. And when she disappeared, others would dedicate everything to their revenge. But he managed to control himself. Who knows what he'll do when he finds out she's dead? I sighed and looked up at the ceiling. I thought I'd finally found the one. Oh! I'll be the one for you, Eltcreed. Jesus Christ, I love you so much. I hadn't known Spacey for long. Our battle with the commander of the hounds in the Sanctuary District had entranced me. I'd known she was the beautiful knight I had dreamed of. Hiring her had become my dream. But here's the funny thing. Eltcreed, the second he sees you fighting Sasha's like, I love her, I want her. I must employ her and then fall in love with her. She will be my knight and I will love her. Like, and yet every single time we're like, no, I'm in love with Ulrich or I'm a Finn, he's like, okay, good for you, I'll help you out with that. So like, you could be like, he's got a little bit of Finn in him in the, like, I must possess you. But he's such a fucking wingman. When you're like in Ulrich's route, and he's like, wait, do you love Ulrich? Alright, but if it doesn't work out, I'm still here. But like, let me help you. And he totally helps you. Finn, meanwhile, when you're in love with Eltcreed, fucking kills him and then rapes you. The fuck? All I'm saying, Eltcreed is the best fucking human being imaginable. Cause as weird as he is, he's a fucking bro and will help you get your man and be happy for you. Okay. Anyway. I managed to save her once, but she died anyway. I have rotten luck, don't I? Oh. At least she had left me Finn. His personality aside, he was capable enough. And he was from the Heights. He could serve somewhat as a knight. I'm just worried about his mental state. Yeah, it was never good anyway. I couldn't dismiss him out of hand. He was a person, not a broken toy. Eltcreed is so fucking good. He's such a good boy. He's crazy, but like, we'll need to take care of him. Eltcreed, you're so wonderful. And I couldn't keep it from him either. I have to tell him the truth. I see. I expected him to lament her death. And nothing could have been further from the truth. He took it well. He whispered understanding and fell silent. Are you sure? About what? Oh, okay, never mind. This is reverse. Are you sure? About what? Don't you want to cry? Or scream? Are you sure? Crying won't bring Spacey back. Well, no, it won't. It was better than blind rage and destroying furniture, I thought. But his odd calm scared me somewhat. Yeah. He looked down and bit his lip. His fingers grasped Spacey's pendant. I see. He was angry. He really was. He was just doing everything he could to suppress it. Yeah, because then he's going to stab you. If I was a woman, I'd give him a hug. But I was a man and I didn't know him that well. Eltcreed is like, I'm a man, I can't hug him, but I want to anyway. Eltcreed, you know you want to hug him anyway. Even putting my hand on his shoulder didn't feel right. Well, what will you do now? I'll do as you like. As I like? Yes, whispered Finn, and looked at me unsteadily. Spacey told you to hire me as your bodyguard instead of her, right? I want to grant her wish, so I'll do what you want. Oh, I see. She was gone now. All he had left of her was the pendant and her last wish. He was trying to honor that. Being my bodyguard will mean a lot of work. I'm aware. Protecting someone's life is difficult. I'll protect yours with mine. There was no strength in his voice, only resignation. He knew he was going to die. His life was merely a consumable to him. I'm happy to know that, but don't throw your life away. If you can't protect the one life you've been given, you can't protect someone else's. I took his silence as admission and offered my hand to shake. Spacey probably saved your life. I need you to live. Yes. We shook hands. His was a firm handshake. I'm not sure if he needs counseling or not. I decided to wait and see. I didn't know a lot about him after all. Spacey, I have no idea what will become of your legacy. I resolved to do what I could. Rest in peace, Spacey.
God damn it, Eltcreed! Beautiful bastard!
Okay, so someone's saying, I think that's the problem. I don't know. I know. Well, it's not the only problem. One night, Eltcreed had invited me for dinner. It was an odd time. What's the point of this conversation? The other man seemed happy enough, but I didn't feel comfortable. Still, I couldn't leave. He was taking care of us. Could you look a little more friendly? You'd be such a lady killer if you smiled. Sorry, I can't. You smile for Spacey. She's special. I know that. He laughed and drank from his glass. When the wine glass was empty, he called over a waitress. I'd like more wine. And you? I'm fine. I still have some left. Apparently. So only for me, then. Very well, said the waitress and left. You drink a lot. And this isn't a lot. Right. So about my earlier criticism. Right. The mysterious dinner conversation continued. Or rather, I was being talked to. It was more of a monologue. Something about having to open up more to other people. You're still something of a shop owner. You have to draw customers in with friendliness. I'm doing that. How? Eltcreed grimaced and pulled the corners of his mouth up with fingers. Use these muscles more. Since when have you been like that? Like what? Why is she the only one you open your heart to?
It's like Eltcreed's trying to get him to fall in love with him. Eltcreed, I'm gonna need you to simmer the fuck down a little. But I love you so much.
I've been like that since I was exiled to the depths. Some people had tried to help me, but most had tried to threaten or defraud me instead. But since I was a child? A child? How old? 8 or 9? Jaded at such an early age. I stared at him and said nothing. Eltcreed put his hands on the table and gestured for me to continue. What's there to say, really? I really had to wonder why I had to talk about these things and think back on my childhood. My parents had no hopes for me, unlike yours. Oh, you know my parents? No, but I can tell by your attitude. Your parents must have loved you a lot. I suppose so. Everybody loves me. I'm Eltcreed Valentine. I'm fabulous.
What? It may not have actually been written here, but that's exactly what he's thinking, and you know it.
I was born perfect, flawless from the moment I entered this world.
Okay, see? Like, fucking Eltcreed. I feel like if there were anybody else saying this, you'd be like, what an arrogant son of a bitch. But, like, when it's fucking Eltcreed, you're like, what an arrogant son of a bitch. I love him so much. I love this flamboyant fucking mess. I know it's just the voice I gave him. That's what adds to the charm that I feel for him. Like, the Lupin voice adds to his, like, just insanity and his charm, but I still love him fucking anyway. Like,
I see. You were supposed to laugh at that. I can't. Sorry, then. Oh, thank you very much. Eltcreed smiled and thanked the waitress who poured his wine. This man... Why couldn't he just make it clear whether he wanted to listen to me or make fun of me?
Why are you being such an asshole? Finn's literally being a douche canoe. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I get being intimidated by Eltcreed and being like, whatever, because Eltcreed's a better man than you. I'm just saying. Like, 10 times better man than you. But, like, why are you being such a bitch? Like, it's gotta be envy. Whatever. I'll just tell him and get it over with. When I spoke, I thought of Spacey waiting for me at home. I have a younger brother.
On my 9th birthday, he fell ill. Even 2 years younger, he was already showing more promise. And my father and my mother both had their eyes only on him. My 9th birthday sealed it for me. Nobody wished me a happy birthday the entire day. The servants made me a mincemeat steak. That was it. They knew how to make it properly, but to me, it somehow tasted salty. I realized that I was worthless. I've been living in shame on myself ever since.
Which, so like this story would make you normally go like, oh, poor Finn. And there's a part of me that wants to be like, oh, that's kind of sad. But then it just, good job, parents. You made him a psycho. Because he's so goddamn needy, desperate, and he's a needy, desperate doormat. You made him this way. Because you're like, I was worthless. Nobody loved me. Oh, so I'm going to pine over Spacey, and then I need her, and when she looks at someone else, I'm going to kill them. I mean, I'm just saying. He's a complex character, and I can appreciate that. But he's one that's like a psychopath, and I can't appreciate. Like, hell fucking no. Like, I should feel sorry for him, but I'm like, oh, great, thanks a lot, fucking douchebag parents. Thanks a lot. Look what you fucking did. This is why I can't have nice things like Eltcreed, because fucking Finn's gonna kill him. Good fucking job. God. I mean, good lord. Good lord. Anyway, I've been living in shame of myself ever since. The work my father gave me had never gone well. I even failed the entrance exam for the police 2 times. I mean, Finn is a goddamn fucking mess, but it was pathetic. Living itself was painful. But I didn't have the courage to run away either, so I just continued to exist. I miraculously passed the police entrance exams on the 3rd attempt. They probably just passed you because they were sick of you trying. And that's when I met her. Spacey. Spacey. I can't just say one word in Eltcreed's voice. It's got to be a longer sentence. I don't know. Ah, your beloved Spacey. Your beloved Spacey, Eltcreed. I'm your beloved Spacey. You and I are in this together. I glared at him. He raised his hands in appeasement, and I continued. She didn't push me away, even though everything I did was a catastrophe. She praised me. She accepted me. She was the only one who took me the way I was. He's literally like a beaten dog that you adopted, and then it's just like because you pet him once or you gave him a treat, he's now like gonna follow you fucking everywhere and be needy and clingy. But at least with a dog, you're like, oh, poor thing, I wanna. Oh, and with a human, you're like, for fuck's sake, I'm gonna need you to stop. It's cute if he were a dog. It's creepy when he's a human, but. Wow. What? Oh, and nothing. I'm just surprised by how deep-seated this is. Eltcreed drank more wine and nodded. You really weren't blessed with the best family, huh? No, I just have no talents. Oh, but you do. Don't be ridiculous. What do you know? Some things. You told me about them yourself. Because he had told me. You're even taller than I am and almost as handsome. And you have the gift of loving others. The gift of loving others? Yes, Eltcreed said, and pushed up his glasses using his middle finger. But you're even taller than I am and almost as handsome. Almost as handsome! I'm like, thank God, because if Eltcreed was like, and more handsome, bull fucking shit, Eltcreed. You're the most beautiful fucking thing in this game. We are like a toad, like literally, Spacey is a toad compared to Eltcreed. Eltcreed, you could do so much better. I'm just saying. But like, please don't love me anyway. Love me for the toad that I am! I mean, seriously. We look like a toad compared to how beautiful Eltcreed is. It's criminal. Okay. That's my opinion. You confessed to a woman's crime because you loved her and threw everything you had away. That's not a regular thing to do. Who knows? You should be proud of yourself. Eltcreed always sees like the best in fucking everything. Like, he's like, I just don't even understand. He's like a ball of fucking sunshine jammed in like a crazy weird fucking exterior shell. Pride. I'd never been proud. Eltcreed himself was a proud and self-assured person, so it was easy for him to say. Compared to my gloomy self, he was like the sun. See? Finn gets it. Quite honestly, I didn't like him. Well, you're wrong, Finn. You are fucking wrong. And this is another reason I don't like you. You know what? Fuck Finn. You don't like Eltcreed. Go fuck yourself, Finn. Get out of here. The fuck out of my game. How do you not like Eltcreed? That's it. We're done. I don't think I'll be able to like you.
And that's alright. I'll like you all the more.
What?
I'm a philanthropist.
I don't want it.
Love is free and infinite. I can't hoard it all without sharing. No, I can't.
My gloominess wasn't even that bad.
You seem to be obsessing over things as well, don't you?
Oh, you seem to be obsessing over things as well, don't you?
We have so much in common. Let's be friends.
I prefer to keep my distance.
That's so cold,
Eltcreed said as he shrugged. Was he serious? How much was a joke? I didn't understand it. I didn't like that. Can't believe Spacey works for this man. See, and this is like in Finn's route, right? Finn's route. Oh, you think you want to? Okay, Finn was not. He was not bad. And then you do the after. You read the Yune after story, and then everything sinks in. And then you read the after story, and you're like, it's a little creepy in your head. And then you read this, and you're like, you don't like Eltcreed? So you're just full of shit, is what you're telling me. Like, oh, Spacey, I love you more than anything. And I'm obsessive, and I'm nice, and I'm... Fuck you, Eltcreed. You literally are just a tiny thread away from snapping and stabbing everyone. And you know what? You don't even like Eltcreed in your own happy ending? Fuck you, we can't be friends, Finn. Finn, you and I, we need to break up. You need to leave just fucking forever. You need to yeet yourself... Finn, I'm gonna need you to yeet yourself off of a bridge. Just fucking peace out. Get the fuck out of here, leave me alone. Go, Finn, scram, beat it. No, we're back to the fuck Finn boat. You don't like Eltcreed. How do you not like Eltcreed? I understand in one of the bad endings you killed him because you were obsessed and crazy and Sasha beat you, and I will give... Fine, but like, this is your happy ending and you're like, fuck Eltcreed. You know what? Fuck you, Finn. We're back on that boat. This should never have existed. Because without this story, I still would have been like, I don't like Finn, and he's creepy and weird, but like, okay, fine. Like, but this is just like right, but nope. This made me so jump fucking ship and paddle as fast as my fucking ass could to the fuck Finn boat, okay? I'm on fuck Finn Island. Alright? We out. No way. You can't redeem yourself anymore. Nope, we're done. All the good you did in your route where we were like, okay, fine. Oh, it's all gone. Wash my hands of that. Fuck Finn. How do you not love Eltcreed? Get out of here.
Don't worry about her. I won't touch her.
What?
You were thinking about Spacey, right? I can tell by looking at your face. Your expression changes very slightly when you think about her. A lot of things happened, but it's obvious that you're picturing the person you love.
May I go home now? I told him what he wanted to know. I rose from my seat before receiving his permission.
Of course. And thank you for coming with me. Oh, also...
Eltcreed put his elbows on the table and rested his chin on his hands.
Send a message to Spacey, he said.
I straightened myself, expecting something about work.
Tell her she can take the day off tomorrow.
You're not joking?
No. It's my way of thanking you for coming here.
I really wish Eltcreed had been something like...
Tell her when she's sick of you being a goddamn useless doormat. I'll always be there.
Fuck yeah. If Eltcreed wanted Spacey and was like half as shady as Finn would stand no chance and Eltcreed would have yanked me away from every single person on this route. But Eltcreed's a better person. He's like, oh, you're in love with this alright, I'm gonna make your lives happy. Oh, and it's gonna be so great. Because he's literally insane, but in the best way. Eltcreed is the best kind of fucking insane, and Finn is the worst kind of fucking insane. Case in point, you don't appreciate Eltcreed, Finn. I don't even want to finish this. I don't. Like, fuck Finn. Like, I'm supposed to feel for... No, I hate you now. I hate you even more now because you don't like Eltcreed. You're not even like, oh, Eltcreed, oh man, he's the opposite of me and I'm so down on myself. I wish I could be more like him. Okay, I can appreciate you, but now you're like, I don't like him. And you're being this creepy fucker in your head. I don't like being in Finn's head. It makes me feel gross and I need a shower to like scrub all my flesh off after being stuck in his goddamn brain for like in Yude's thing in the last two. Ugh, I don't like it. I don't like being in your head, you freak. I don't like him. Makes me feel dirty and gross and wrong. Seriously, fuck Finn, man. Anyway.
Enjoy the day tomorrow. I'm a good man, aren't I? Said Eltcreed and laughed.
I'll be the judge of that, I said, but laughed too. Yeah, but you're full of shit.
Finally, you laugh with me. I hope you'll open up even more.
I don't want to reject you either. We should make the best of this together.
I'll think about... Oh, I don't want to reject you either. We should make the best of this together.
That definitely sounded more like an Eltcreed thing, but it's just the way the quotations changed, but
I'll think about it. As positively as possible, I hope.
No, because you're an asshole. I'm tired. I knew he liked to talk, but I was still surprised. Open up, huh? I only had Spacey. I only needed Spacey. Creep. Fucking hate this guy. Or so I thought. If I'm gonna live here, I will have to deal with other people. I've been exiled, but I was still from the Heights. Many were not hospitable towards me. I know what I have to do to open up. It wasn't that I couldn't trust others. I'm just a fucking asshole. I just couldn't trust myself. My feelings of inferiority were easily dispelled. Again, I know I'm supposed to feel for him and be like, oh, okay, whatever, but I don't. Just like, I don't like Eltcreed, and we're done. Nothing you're gonna say is gonna redeem you at this point. It was possible that I'd have to live with them forever. I have to accept myself. I want to be someone Spacey could be proud of. Yeah, no. I wanted to be a man worthy of her. You will never be Eltcreed, sorry. I'll go home. I walked along the cobbled roads shining in the street lights, thinking about nothing except Spacey, my love. Like, we're supposed to be touched by this, but it's like, now go fuck yourself in. See, this just absolute... Okay. Reading those stories just ruined Finn. Oh, we've already seen all of those, so we're not going back. We're just going to go to this new one. So, like, okay. I still hate Finn. I hate him. I hate him again. I hate him. Because, like, again, in his route, I've forgotten my impressions of his route. Because, like I said, it's been weeks. Bird. Bad bird. Bad. No, that's bad. You don't poop on the couch. You know better. You know better. You bad. Well, just because I got my headphones on and I'm recording doesn't mean I'm not going to call you out in your bullshit. Call you out in your bullshit. You bad. Yeah. Do better. Yeah, you go sit in the shame corner. I love you, but you're bad. Like, I really do, but, like, I remember my hate for him, and I remember doing his route and being like, okay, fine, I can appreciate his route for what it is. Take it separate from the, I didn't really know how it was going to go. Went better than I expected. But again, now that the time has been like, okay, it's been weeks, and it's been like a week or two, maybe 3, I don't even know, okay? For me, between finishing his and starting these, like, it's been a while. And, like, recorded other stuff and, like, whatever. I've forgotten, like, oh my god, I really enjoyed the route. I know I enjoyed the route. Like, okay, no, it wasn't bad. I took it for what it was. And I was like, but even though I was, like, trying very hard not to be like, fuck Finn, in the very beginning, but I can't ever forget that you killed Eltcreed and all the crazy fucking rapey, weird, psycho shit you did. Right? And even in his route, I was like, okay, you're a little bit of a doormat, but okay, fine. Take you for what it is. Okay. Hey, it had a happy ending. It was nice. Okay, I still don't like Finn, but, like, I could appreciate the route and not be like, nah, fuck this. Like, who cares? But now after doing this, it's like, nah, I'm right back on the fuck Finn train. Like, choo-choo, fuck Finn. Like, it's not, we're going fast into the state. Like, we ain't stopping at the Finn stop. Okay, we keep going. We gonna go, and I hope someone pushes him in front of the tracks. Like, I hate him. Like, because you could have had me, game, like, okay, here's his route. Okay, he's not that bad. Okay, fine. I still, not my favorite. He's still, honestly, my least favorite, despite the fact that I forget Adage exists, and Inez was kind of boring. Like, I remember Inez exists because he was in so many other routes, but I forget his route because I just feel like he's so bland. And poor Adage always gets forgotten. And Yune is not my favorite because I don't like the Lolly Boys, and the whole route was a little weird and odd and like whatever. But I liked hearing his story and everything. But so it's sad because I like this game, but at the same time, I have to stop and think sometimes, and I'm like, but sometimes it feels like it's so hard to record parts. Like, oh yeah, I gotta record. It's not like other games. I'm like, yeah, I get to record that. And this one, I'm like, oh yeah. And maybe it's just the trauma of having to do like the last 10 hours of it again. You know what I mean? And like, oh. But if I had to play fucking Eltcreed and Ulrich's routes again, I absolutely would. But like the rest of them, it's like, well, I mean, if I had to do Adage and Ina's again, it'd be like, oh, okay, because I kind of forgot that they existed, and I'm sitting here now in my head, and I'm like, okay, I remember Ina's was like trying to get to go back, and his partner committed suicide, but it wasn't a suicide, it was probably a murder. I remember that. Adages is like, okay, I know Glissad was your dad, but like, what the fuck happened in your route? I don't remember shit. I literally remember none of it. Poor fucking Adage, okay? I feel bad for him because he's so like, who are you again? I feel like I have Alzheimer's because I cannot remember shit about his route, but I love Eltcreed and I love Ulrich. Adage and Ina's are just like, who? Kind of forget their routes. They were just, you know. Yune was a little awkward and weird. And again, I think I was more angry doing it the second time around and being like, this is boring and I don't want to do this. The first time around, I think it was fine. But when you have to do it again, you're like, no, if I had to do Eltcreed's again, probably would have been fine. It would have been like, I've already read this. So like, but I don't know, I didn't really enjoy Yune's the second time around, really. I don't know how I felt the first time around. It was a little awkward. Like, his route just, I liked his story, and I liked the backstory we got, but I didn't particularly like him as a love interest. But again, the lolly boy thing doesn't help. Like, I can't, you know me, I can't do that, but. So it's really weird because in this game, like, I like the concept of the game, but at the same time, it's one of those, like, I don't know if this would be one that I'd recommend people to play. I'd be like, there's a lot of other better games. And there's nothing wrong with this. I just feel like there's some games where you're like, I love all of the love interests. And even though sometimes it feels like, oh my God, there's just so much to read. And you're like, I want to say there's like lulls where you feel almost bored. You know, there's things that are interesting. Eltcreed and Ulrich, you could stop there and I'd be happy. Like, I don't know. Like the rest of the characters, either I forget that they exist or I just don't care for them as love interests. And I don't feel that excitement to come and be like, whoa, we're going to record everything. I'm more excited that we're finally going to be doing this game. Again, I don't know if it's literally because of I should have, like, the trauma of having to do the last 10 hours again. Like, I still am not over that. Okay, it's been like a fucking year. It's not even, it's been months. But it's like, seriously? Maybe that impacted, like, how did we feel in the very beginning? I know in the very beginning I was like, woo, I'm having so much fun with this. But again, it was Eltcreed and stuff. And like, I don't know. I don't hate the game. I'm not saying that at all. But I don't think it's definitely not up there with like, it's my super favorite, but I love steampunk. But, I don't know. But that tangent spun off of, I would have been so much happier after doing Finn's route. Like, oh, okay, Finn's not that bad. I still don't like him. But I can see where other people like him and maybe they forgive him for the craziness. Because, okay, yes, the only reason he was a psychopath was because the hounds broke him. But then you get into these end stories like this, and you have to read in his perspective, and you get into his creepy fucking head, and I'm just like right back on the nope. No, my first instinct of, I fucking hate you. No, I'm sticking with that, because I don't like being in your creepy fucking head. I don't like being in your head where like, she's so cute, everything she does is cute, and I love her so much, and she's the only... It's obsessive and it's weird. And like... I don't know, it's just the way it makes me feel, and I know that like some people can be like, well no, because it's like that. No, that's fine. You can justify that to yourself, awesome, great. I can't. It creeps me out, and I don't know why. Because again, there could be other people, like Eltcreed, like, he said some borderline crazy shit, but like for me, I wasn't creeped out by that. And I know there's people that hate Eltcreed, oh my god, he's so weird, blah, 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 and all this, and they hate him, and it's like, no, but see, that's what I love about him. And, like, all the things people love about Finn, I'm like, nah, I'm out, fam. Peace out. Get the fuck out of here. And then just reading in his head, plus that last one, I'm sorry. I was like, okay, I don't really like reading your point of view from your after story. Kind of creepy and obsessive, and okay. I feel a little gross. Reading the Yune story, what was Finn's perspective, was a little fucking like, okay, that's creepy and scary. I left a bad taste in my mouth. Then you read this one, and you're like, no? Just no? You hate Eltcreed? You're like, I hate Eltcreed. And I know the whole point of this is supposed to be like, oh, we're supposed to feel bad for Finn because his parents are... Oh, no! Because Eltcreed's trying to help you, and instead of just being like, yeah, being awkward and weird, and why are people being nice to me, and I don't understand it, it's more, instead of feeling useless, like, I don't like you. Why? Because he's a better human being than you? You're crazy. Like, I don't know. It cements into me that Finn is a crazy fucking psychopath, and literally, like, just an inch away from snapping. And no, I don't want anything to do with that. I'm gonna back the fuck up on out of here, and we're done, and we're back on the fuck Finn train. Okay, so fuck Finn train on the fast track to fuck Finn Island. Okay, just whatever. We just know, just right back on hating you. So that just ruined his route for me. Like, but I feel like for me, the game would have been better if Finn didn't exist. But if he didn't exist, then half the plot would be gone. But, like, still. Anyway. Yeah, we're right back on that. So. Did not change my mind about Finn. I had a moment. We had a momentary lapse where we were like, okay, game. All right, sure. And then you just went full-fledged back on forcing me on the train. I've got a one-way ticket, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. So we'll do the grand ending after story in the next part, and then we'll start doing the other little side stories like the Tistellas and Sasha. I checked some of them like after we first did Eltcreed's. But it's been like a week or two since I did that. I don't know, but it's been a while. Some of them are just like one story, and some of them, I think Sasha's might have the 3 different stories. Some of them have 3 different stories, and some of them are just one. So we may be able to get through it in one part. I don't know, but you know how we always go over. So I don't know if we'll have to divide it up into 2 or what I'm going to do, but we'll figure it out. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.